Today we have a pleasure to meet with the Uganda Ambassador, Mr.
Kibedi.
Kebede.
Yes.
Yes. And it's really immense pleasure to meeting you today. And we would like to introduce Uganda culture, Uganda country to the viewers of UAE.
Thank you so much. And first and foremost, I'd like to thank Dr. Tahir and the team for having reached out to us to have this interaction through which not only you but also the viewers will be able to learn about Uganda.
Yes.
Uganda is an amazing country, as it
is.
was described by one of the former prime ministers of United Kingdom, Winston Churchill.
Okay.
After touring Africa,
Okay.
in his book, he concluded by saying that indeed Uganda is the pearl of Africa. So that's why even when you fly our national airlines, Uganda Airlines, it has a writing that fly the crane to the pearl of Africa, because Uganda is astride the equator. Due to that reason, the weather is always like winter time in UAE, or if you're in Europe, it's like summertime in Europe. So it is always oscillating between 23 to 28, 30 degrees Celsius with not high humidity. And the arable soils are like about 60% of our land, very fertile land. And the people are so welcoming, highly hospitable people.
Yes, they are.
And of course, we are surrounded by market. If you're a business person and you are coming to get established in Uganda, we are members of the East African community, which East African community now has membership of 7 countries, just like the United Arab Emirates.
Okay.
In the east, we are bordered by Kenya. In the west, we have DRC Congo.
Yes.
In the north, we have South Sudan. In the south, we have Tanzania, Rwanda, and Burundi.
Okay.
So that's why I say that Uganda indeed is the heart of Africa. The time it would take you to fly to the north, like for example to Cairo from Uganda, is the same time it will take you to fly to the south, to South Africa, like in Cape Town, 3 to 3.5 hours.
Yeah. And Kampala is your capital of
Yes,
Uganda.
is the capital of Uganda.
Uganda, indeed. Yes, I have read about it. The people are really very welcoming. They are very generous. And it's a multicultural place.
Yes, it is.
You have 50 tribes.
Over 50, about 56.
Okay.
And it could be the reason why before COVID, tourism was our #1 foreign exchange earner to the country.
Okay, great.
And now that we've gotten used to the new normal of living with COVID, it is now revamping. It is getting back to its feet.
Okay. All right, that's great. So I would like a little bit more about you also. So how did you come in the foreign jobs, foreign services, and where you been before coming to UAE?
Okay, interesting. I've always been so much interested in being active and involved in development affairs.
Okay.
So during my youthhood, I was a leader. And in Uganda, we have 5 positions in parliament, which are ring fenced for the representatives of the young people.
Interesting.
Because Uganda has 4 regions. We have East, North, Central, and West, because in the South we have Lake Victoria.
Okay.
The second largest freshwater lake in the world.
Yes.
And it is from this Lake Victoria that we have the source of the longest river in the world, River Nile. So I used to represent every region, elects 1 representative in parliament, the young people in a region. So from the east, where I come from, I represented the young people in the parliament, in the National Legislative Assembly of Uganda.
Remarkable.
Yes, that was when I was about 29 years old. And after that, I was appointed to foreign service, and my first posting was in Denmark.
Okay.
I was posted in Denmark as the Ambassador of Uganda in Denmark and the Nordic countries. The Nordic countries are five. So I covered Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Finland, and Iceland from Copenhagen. And I was there for 5.5 years. And from there, I directly transferred to here. I've been here since 2018. And now that means in November 2018, I've made exactly 4 years. 4 years. But by training, of course, I'm a student of development studies, but also I've mastered in international relations and diplomacy.
Diplomacy, great. It's really a remarkable spectacle that we have such a knowledgeable person with us from Uganda. So I would like also to know about the import-export of the Uganda. So what we can take advantage of export the things from Uganda to UAE?
Okay, Uganda is predominantly an agricultural country. As I said before, because of the good weather, the fertile land, the good weather brings in 2 rainfall seasons a year, and each rainfall season lasts for about 3 months. So meaning that at least 6 months of the year we have rains. And also someone can produce sustainably even during the dry spells, because we have so many water bodies within the country. As I talked about, the longest river, it starts from the south through to the north. We have lakes like Lake Victoria, the second largest freshwater lake in the world, Lake Choga, Lake Albert. So everywhere in Uganda, you can easily access water. And it's fresh water. You can easily do irrigation. The major crops that are exported, we have coffee. We are the second largest coffee producer in Africa, but the largest exporter after Ethiopia. So tea, we have tea.
Which is very famous.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Leaves are very famous.
And I believe my colleagues have served you with Ugandan tea or coffee.
Yes, I've just taken the coffee and it is immaculate.
And
very nice
during our National Day, we just celebrated our 60th independence anniversary. Now we have existed for 60 years under self-governance as Ugandans.
Yes.
So we served the coffee to our guests. We started the activity by serving Ugandan coffee. And of course, also the other export is cotton. But also what is interesting is that Uganda can be a food basket for UAE, because all the type of food products or agricultural products one would think through can be easily grown in Uganda. Reason why our exports 50% are agricultural products.
Okay, great.
And they've increased dramatically for the last 4 years. An example I could use to emphasize this is the statistics. Before 2018, our trade portfolio, Uganda and UAE, was about 600 million US dollars, but now it has grown to 2 billion US dollars.
Wow, great.
And the investments before 2018, they were less than 300 million US dollars. It has now grown to 3 billion US dollars.
Wow.
Those are the direct foreign investments from UAE.
Okay.
And even the number of Ugandan nationals has increased. When we opened up this embassy in 2009, we had less than 1,000 Ugandans living and working in the UAE. But now it has grown to close to 100,000.
Wow.
So even the remittances have increased by the Ugandans sending home. In 2018, it was less than 50 million US dollars.
Definitely.
It has now grown to 200 million US dollars.
Okay.
So as you rightly said in the beginning, that UAE or Dubai in particular is a commercial hub. Indeed, it's a commercial hub.
It is.
Because for us as a country, we've seen a lot of increase in trade between both countries, investments, tourism. It's the other reason why now, since October last year, we've started operating our national carrier, our Uganda Airlines, from Uganda to UAE, Dubai.
Right. So, what do you see that what can we import from UAE to Uganda? In which fields you see?
UAE to Uganda, to begin with technology. Technology, you see that in UAE they've invested so much in advancing and the creation of technology for enhanced agricultural production, technologies in the areas where Uganda has a leverage, and also to come and see like UAE, they are trying to position themselves as a global business hub or commercial hub. So in Uganda also we can cooperate. Of course, we signed an MOU on labor cooperation. We have a young population. After Niger in the world, Uganda has the second youngest population. But interestingly, all these people have been educated because in Uganda we have free primary education and the secondary education. And our number one official language is English. So they can be easily trained to do anything.
What's the ratio of the literacy in Uganda?
The ratio of literacy now for the young population is about 90%.
Wow, great.
Yes, before my parents' generation, which was below than 30%, now that 90% can read and write.
Read and write.
Yes.
Great. So that's how they can participate more in the revenues, in growing the society.
Yes.
And growing the country.
So yes, that is so right. And as you said before, where we can see more imports coming from UAE machinery for agricultural production, and also machinery for technical institutions, because now UAE, in one of their agenda to progress or diversify the economy, they want also to focus so more on industrialization. So industries come with skilled labor. So in Uganda, since we have this young population, if we can skill our labor, yes, you've been in school, you've graduated, you're a student of history, you're a student of literature, but now also get acquainted with the relevant industrial skills. That is one area I can also see that our cooperation can be enhanced.
It can be enhanced, exactly. That is great. And I think so Uganda was a British colonial in 1907.
That we got independence from the British in 1962. October 9th. That's why this year, October 9th, we celebrated 60 years of self-governance.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we wish very best to Uganda.
Thank you so much.
And we hope that will grow more as an independent country.
Of course, that's why we've drawn a Vision 2040, where we are aiming at becoming an upper middle class country by 2040.
Wow, great. So very great. Anyway, would you like to tell me what sort of focus would you like to have in tourism or in IT? In which field you like the Uganda people or the new generation to be focused?
Interesting. In tourism, to begin with, as I said before, we have so many of the best in the world. People can come and the lake, the water, especially those young people can come and do water activities like rafting, bungee jumping, but also we have national parks, 10 national parks, where we have a variety of wild animals. We used to have the big 5, but now we refer to them as the big 7 because we have lions, we have elephants, then the special mountain gorillas.
You've
heard about them. Yes, safari is one other interesting, but also most importantly is the culture. As you rightly said before, we have 56 tribes in Uganda. You can come and experience the culture, music of different regions, the food. Organic food, by the way, organic food, the weather, of course. And because in Uganda is where you can stay one side of your body and the northern hemisphere and one side in the southern hemisphere. You experience the snow on the equator because mountain range, we have snow. So that is about tourism, of course, the environment, greenery everywhere, but also the other areas of trade, as I've said before, when we enhance on our agricultural practices.
How do you see that we can introduce, we can optimize the tourism and the knowledge of Uganda in UAE?
That one, I think one of the avenues is like through these medias we are having today, where we get people like you to come and inform about, to the people of UAE about the opportunities in Uganda. Also, as the mission, we do have activities to promote Uganda. Like after
any culture fairs or something?
Yes, after our National Day celebration, not only did we promote business, we also had a Uganda UAE convention where we brought in different performances, cultural performances. We served Ugandan food. We had Ugandan entertainment performers from Uganda. So we do that every week after our National Day celebration. We promote business, but also culture.
Yes. And because I've not seen it in Dubai that Uganda has celebrated any cultural event or they have introduced it, not on a proper portfolio. So we would like you to, as a UAE citizen, we would also like you to have some culture event and some seminars and these type of events in UAE, all over the UAE, so people get to know about the Uganda, because they're being strictly to the Kenya because they know all about the Kenya, right? It's more famous, or the South Africa, south part of Africa. So, this is a very good if we can introduce on a culture events in UAE about the Uganda.
That is a very good takeaway from this engagement. We are going to enhance on our promotion for culture. And we shall make it a point that during our National Day celebrations, we can have a one full day only focused on culture.
Yes. Just to introduce the food of the Uganda. The people totally has no knowledge about the food, what the agriculture, what organic foods we can have it from Uganda. The people are becoming more aware of the health. They are more conscious now. So everyone should know that what organic foods we can get it from the Uganda.
Right.
Yeah.
Amazing. That is a very good point, and I've taken note of that.
Yes.
And I can assure you that next year we shall invite you for our Culture Day.
Yes, and I would
and
also
you
like
see us dressed in our costumes, national costumes, because every region has its own costume.
Yes.
So we shall do this.
Yeah, even we can arrange it for you in Dubai. You can have your food festival along with your cultural things in that.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that
we
will
can
be
have
interesting.
that also.
Yeah, it will be interesting.
Yeah, so would you like to tell me something on what you like to focus while you are in UAE?
In UAE, we would like to focus on majorly three things. Number one, to strengthen the bilateral relations, which has been growing from strength to strength since we opened up this mission.
Yes, excellent.
We've seen exchange visits, high-profile exchange visits between UAE and Uganda. The most recent was last year when the head of state of Uganda visited the UAE to preside over our National Day at the Dubai Expo 2020. And during his visit, he invited the then Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi, who is now the president of UAE, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed. He has been invited to visit Uganda, and as we talk now, an invitation has officially come. So he also should be visiting Uganda. And then the other area, of course, is the common economic and commercial diplomacy. We want to focus on that because, as I said before, that Uganda is a young population.
Yes.
Economic and commercial diplomacy brings in a lot of opportunities for these young people. Because it is our focus to see how we can create opportunities for young people.
Exactly.
Because if we succeed, it will be a turning point,
yes,
for the fast progress and prosperity of the country.
Indeed.
And of course, if we fail, God forbid, it can be disastrous. So in economic and commercial diplomacy, we promote tourism, we promote culture, we attract investments, technology transfer,
yes,
amongst others. So that is one other area I would like to focus on. And of course, the other area also is to seek out for skilling and education programs for the young people. Because when they can get these opportunities to get more skills, to get more hands-on experience, they can come and not only work here, but also go back with their experience. And participate in the development of the country.
Yes, exactly. How do you see that IT is in Uganda?
It is growing very fast because it's one of the sectors that has been growing steadily for the last 7 years.
Okay.
And as government has come up with putting in place facilities that can enable the young people to explore the advantages of this industry. IT hubs have been put in place.
Okay.
And as emphasis of this progress and achievement, government has put in place a specific ministry to oversee this. It's known as the Ministry of ICT, Information Communication and Technology Development. Yes. So that is how highly we regard this sector.
Excellent, excellent. That's probably now the IT always plays a pivotal role in any country's economy.
Absolutely. The benefits are so enormous.
Yes, it is. Any message would you like to give it to our viewers and to Uganda people who will watch this video?
To the viewers, I want to I want to interest you and invite you to visit Uganda, because fortunately now we have 5 direct flights from the UAE to Uganda, 4 daily from Dubai, and the 1 from Air Arabia, that is Sharjah. And before the end of this year, a 6th line is also coming by Wizz Air. So please come and experience what I've just talked about. The people are hospitable. When you reach in Uganda, from the time you come until you leave, you see widely smiling Ugandans. And of course, the cuisine is amazing. Not because I'm Ugandan, but it's amazing because it is organic. Everything you are going to eat, I can assure you, is organic. Welcome to Uganda.
Thank you very much. It is really immense pleasure to meeting with Mr. Zaki, and I wish him and his country all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It's really a pleasure.
Thank you.